Thank you for auditing the Always Positive New Music Review Show, hosted by a French professor who wants to talk about Ye again, because I just feel like it. And in case you think I do too much Ye content and I need to cover other stuff, hey, I just did 2 videos that are like doing terribly about some awesome music, so check it out, okay? I did some really good work this week that no one's watching. But I want to make this video not just because I know it'll get clicks, although obviously that helps, but also I've wanted to make a video about the song Carnival. Like, what does it mean? And I don't mean like what do the lyrics mean. I'm not going to do a deep dive into what does it mean to ride a dick like Carnival. That's not the point of this video. It's like, what does the song mean? What does the fact that it's been so embraced, what does it mean that it's a hit? That it's like the biggest hit since Richmond North of Richmond. And unlike Richmond North of Richmond, I don't think that the discourse around Carnival exists, at least I haven't seen it, as a song that has a meaning in the modern zeitgeist. Upon which Kanye will, pop a wheelie? Is that what he does? He pops a wheelie on the zeitgeist? I forget what he does on the zeitgeist. But this song is super duper zeitgeisty. It tells us a lot about where we are as a culture, about what we want and what we need. And it is a huge independently released hit by a very controversial artist. Now, first of all, let's get this out of the way. Is it a hit? You know, is it as big as that, what's that song by Jack Harlow that's so big right now? Is it still First Class? I don't know what it is. Is it as big as Texas Hold'em? No, but is it a hit? Well, first of all, according to Wikipedia, which I've sourced their sources, it's correct, it debuted at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100, tying Love Lockdown from 2008 as his highest debut in the charts. So that means in the entire history of Kanye West, from Graduation and Jesus Walks and Donda and Power and Hurricane, it was tied, okay, as the highest debut in the history of Kanye West's career. It peaked at number 2, which made it the biggest hit since Run This Town in 2009. Hurricane wasn't a bigger hit than this, like a perfect song. It's his highest charting song since Heartless in 2008. Okay? So like, this is wild. It's the biggest song for Rich the Kid. It's the biggest song for Playboi Carti. It's even bigger than that terrible Weekend song that Playboi Carti's on. Jesus Christ, don't listen to that song if you don't want to hear the worst song in the world. Speaking of the world, how about the world's reception of Carnival? Australia, number 1 the hip-hop R&B charts. Austria, top 10 overall. Canada, number 4 on the Hot 100. Denmark, 13. Finland, 20. France, it says it's 119th, but I've actually been looking at the hip-hop charts, and it's like number 6 in some charts. 13 in Germany. 1 in Iceland. 1 in Latvia. 2 in Lithuania. 7 in New Zealand. 6 in Norway, Poland, Portugal, South Africa. Okay? Like, it's just huge. And in the United States, it reached as high as number 2, number 1 on the R&B hip-hop scale. So let's just establish that this is a hit. And it's not a hit that Kanye appeared to know was coming. It wasn't the lead single. The lead single was, "Ya bestie, miss Westie." I don't even think he had it signed up to be his next single. Like, I don't think he knew what he had. So why did this song hit so hard? And first of all, in case you're sitting here saying, is he ever going to address the controversies around Kanye? Is he not supporting a known white supremacist and anti-Semite? I'm discussing a known white supremacist and anti-Semite. I am not supporting. Please watch my other videos where I talk about Kanye and his controversies at great lengths. Okay, little DOS effects for you old hip hop fans in there. Was that wiggity whack? Tell me in the comments. So why? Why is this song a big hit? Is it because of the rhymes? Well, let's look at them. Rich the Kid. He's too rich for a rove. No, that's not it. Who cares about being rich in the rove? Is it because of Ty's verse? She rides it like Six Flags. I don't think it's because of that. Could it be because of Ye's verse? Well, Ye's verse, as a fan of art, as someone who is a fan of discussing Kanye West, I really like this verse from him because he compares himself to R. Kelly, to Bill Cosby, to Puff Daddy before the current allegations. Talks about Taylor Swift again and about being the new Jesus. All of his mania, all of his self-awareness that he sometimes shows appears to be in this. You know, calling himself Jesus, right? He just released an album. He just released a Christian album like a couple of albums ago, and now he's calling himself the new Jesus. It just shows how far out there he is, and yet it's fascinating that he's comparing himself to someone like Bill Cosby. Could it be because of Playboi Carti's verse, "This is a hit"? Well, that definitely doesn't hurt. I think Playboi Carti's participation is a huge reason why this song is so big. He can make any song a hit, except for that terrible Weeknd song with Madonna. Do you even know about that song? The dude got so much hell for The Idol, and The Idol wasn't even that bad. I'm serious. Screw it. I'm going to make a video about The Idol being not that bad, and actually that new Weeknd song is as bad as everyone thinks The Idol was. But, you know, Carti is just really hot right now. He has that voice. He has that ability to just lend some kind of amazing energy to every song that he's on, despite the fact his lyrics, "Bent her over, having flashbacks, she gonna eat me up like a carnivore." So it's none of the verses. It's not like it's the only song. It's not Playboi Carti's best appearance on the album, for that matter. So it must be the chorus. It must be the chorus. And I quote, "Go, go, go, go. Head so good, she a honor roll. She ride dick like a carnival. I done did the impossible." Now, fortunately, I'm a French professor, not an English professor, so I don't take any issue with the grammar here. But it's not good. This isn't an interesting thing to say. Saying that somebody is so proficient at administering fellatio that she should be on the honor roll is not that interesting. A carnival is like also fried dough, right? Carnival is also like buckets of soap that people use to clean up vomit off of rides. So like just saying that like riding a dick like a carnival, it doesn't really mean anything. Like a carnival ride may be, but a carnival's many things. And then I done did the impossible. Well, what are you doing in this verse? You're not doing anything. The person who is giving you head and riding your dick, according to the song, is the one who's doing everything. All you're doing is just receiving some form of pleasure? Whatever it is to be ridden like a carnival, that's what it is. So it's not the chorus either. The reason the song is a hit, and the reason I think that Kanye, despite the problems, despite the terribleness, I swear to God, you are going to hear 15 carnival songs. This song is going to reverberate throughout the ages because he is heel kick flipping on the zeitgeist again. It's the choir, not the chorus. It is the massive group of Italian soccer fans, who I'm going to dedicate most of this video to, that are the heart of this song. We are living in a moment. First of all, we are still in the post-COVID moment. We are still collectively going through the trauma of losing people, collectively through the trauma of our society splitting about whether or not we should be protected from a murderous disease, and through having to do everything through Zoom and being isolated. We are longing for a connection. On top of that, we live in a world that is increasingly online, increasingly AI-driven. I don't mean AI like it's taking over our jobs, just, you know, the need for people is decreasing. The need for people to be together is decreasing. So we're going to see, and we are seeing, this song is evidence. Why is Carnival a big song? Because we need collective moments. Anything that reflects collective excitement will engender this societal impact. The same reason that Barbie and Oppenheimer were big hits is the same reason that Carnival was a hit. We are fiending, our entire global culture is fiending for the feeling of being in a soccer stadium, surrounded by 60,000 people, shouting anything. Go, 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 head so good, honor roll. It doesn't matter what they're singing. We are together. And even just hearing people together emphasizes this feeling of collectivism, this feeling of being with somebody. I shouldn't say collectivism, that's a whole other term. The sense of being together, togetherness. Let's just call it togetherness. Big group togetherness. So that's what Kanye didn't know, he did. And you already sense it in some other music. We're going to hear a lot more chanting, a lot more choirs, a lot more choruses that reflect this feeling, because that's what we want. But let's take a second, before we let Kanye off the hook. I'm sorry, the artist formerly known as Kanye, the artist currently known as Ye. Before we let him off the hook, let's dig into this choir. Now, again, if online discourse were dominated by non-Americans, this would be much more in discussion. This is not some soccer fans who are here. This is not even some Italian soccer fans. This is not even some Inter Milan soccer fans. This is a very specific group of soccer fans. Now, it is in Milan, and that's fascinating, okay? The country, the city of Milan. What do you think of when you think of Milan? Well, what I think of is I went there on a Sunday and everything was closed. It was the most boring place I've ever been. I couldn't even see the Last Supper. But what do you think of? You probably think of fashion. It's one of the fashion hubs of the world. So Kanye is one of the fashion drivers of the world. So there's this interesting mixture of high and low in Milan. There's high fashion at its absolute peak, and then low culture, being soccer culture. There's two clubs, AC Milan, Inter Milan. They have a long history. Inter Milan traditionally was more accepting of international players. That's why they're called Internazionale. And AC Milan Atletico Club was generally less like that. AC Milan used to be owned by Berlusconi. There's a whole history, a long history. I highly suggest you look at a video by someone named Rabona TV, The History of the Derby. He talks about the history of the two clubs and what they mean. It's very interesting. But it's fascinating that Ye mentions soccer in Donda because he recorded in the Atlanta Stadium, and he made reference to, like, I think I see Messi, but Messi is not playing. Actually, you know what? Donda, Ye is always ahead of the curve because now Messi will play in the Atlanta Stadium when he plays with Inter Miami. My God, how did he know? But at the time, Messi was in Paris. He wasn't playing. He wasn't going to be playing in Atlanta. But it's fascinating because he understood something about soccer fans. And I have a hard truth to tell you, American fans, okay? American sporting events are pretty lame. They're just lame. It's just, no. I've been to Red Sox-Yankees games. Nothing. Nothing. Oh, Michigan, Ohio. Nothing. We have no passion and culture compared to a real European soccer match. You see behind me one of my favorite scarves from my favorite team in Marseille. Because I saw Marseille play several times, including against Paris. And after most goals, they will sing this song all together. Qui saute pas n'est pas Marseillais. Hey, qui saute pas n'est pas Marseillais. Yeah, qui saute pas n'est pas Marseillais. Yeah, Marseille. Marseille, 60,000, 70,000 people screaming all these words at the same time. Can you believe it? And this is just one of 10 songs they sing. Some of them are call and response, including the most famous one, losermobile, which actually ties back to an old Italian fascist chant because the correlation between soccer and fascism is very close, which we'll discuss soon. But I'm just telling you, in case you think you're a sports fan in America and you've seen some real rivalries and some real sporting events, shut up. You haven't. I'm sorry to say. It is an amazing experience. And Kanye figured out how to capture this. Do you think it would have been the same if you got a bunch of Chicago Bulls fans? Even Red Sox fans? Who? Raiders fans? Who? Nothing compares to what he got. So that's the bright side. That's the bright side. Everyone getting together and singing in a collective moment of joy in a very multiracial sport, the multiracial fan base, the sport of the world, the most democratic sport in the world. All you need is a ball and feet, and you can play soccer. It's beautiful. It's what I'm super into. But never, ever, ever will modern Ye let you forget who Ye is. There's a dark side to what Ye is doing. Now, if you read articles about this and you read people talking about who is singing this song, they just say the term hooligan. That is not precise. We need to get precise. We need to get specific. Okay? Why did I say it like that? I felt like it. We need to get specific. So if you smash the like bucket, I will not say that again. I'm going to wait. Thank you. Now I won't have to say that again. We're going to be precise. It's not hooligans, which is a general term for sporting fans who get rowdy. This is a specific group of hooligans. But let's not use the term hooligans. The term they use in Europe is ultras. Okay? All over the Stade Vélodrome, where Marseille plays, there's all these little groups of like season ticket holders who have specific identities and specific personalities and specific songs and specific roles. And they have an administrative unit. They have organizations. They have crafting communities. What Ye did here is he took people from the Curva Nord Milano, which is the north side of the Inter Milan stadium. What is the meaning of this song? It's in these people chanting. Now, the Curva Nord Milano is fascinating. According to a post I saw on bigsoccer.com with someone who really knew their stuff, I'll include a link to that in the description if you want to read it yourself. It is a traditionally right-wing and racially problematic section of the crowd. You see, in America, we can't even possibly understand that there are like racist sections of... Okay, the bleachers at Fenway sometimes have been racist, but it's not like the bleachers are racist, the third base line is less racist, the first base line is completely not. Like there's an entire map, an ideological political map in every single soccer stadium that you go to. So in this Curva Nord Milano, there's actually like 6 different groups in that giant part of the stadium that have these different different places on the political spectrum. You have the apolitical group, which are called like the alcoholics. Okay, they're like alcoholiki. What is it? Where is that? What are they called? They're called the. Sorry, I have it up in my notes right here, but I accidentally erased it. The Brianza Alcoolica, which just means that they're into drinking and doing nothing. And then you have a small faction of left-wing supporters, the Milano Nerazzurra, who often fight with other supporters who are on a different ideological standpoint. The Boy San, or the Ultras Inter, another group. And then there's a group that's far right, the Vikings. Vikings. What's implied by Vikings, right? Norse, white, supremacist imagery. And then to go even further, and this is what might blow your mind. There's a part of the Curva Nord Milano, part of this group that Kanye picked. Now, when I did my review of the album, I thought that they were French because of the way they pronounced it. I knew they weren't American because Carnival is not the way they'd say it, so they're all Italian. Irreductibili Inter, which is a group of extremist far-right soccer fans. We are talking skinheads, actual neo-Nazis, people who actually believe that Hitler was right, not people who say things that are problematic and can be construed into outright skinhead Nazis. That's who's on this track. The Curva Nord Milano has a long history. Nazareno de Filippini was clubbed to death because he supported the wrong team there. They have thrown Molotov cocktails at opposing team buses. There's a player named Zorro, Z-O-R-O, who in 2006, every time he touched the ball because he was black, the entire Curva Nord Milano would chant monkey sounds at him because he was from the Ivory Coast. Do you get it? Do you see what this song is about? Do you see the feeling? If you are familiar with European soccer, we'll call football for you Europeans out there. It's not our fault you have a confusing name for your sport. We call it association football over here. Just because, like, we don't speak soccer, we don't speak football, we don't get that this kind of chant from these fans carries with it the joy and the glory of being together and yay, qui saute pas n'est pas Marseillais, hey, has all that kind of thing. But also implied in it is the Zorro affair, is the skinheads, is this whole negative thing, this whole negative connotation. And that's Ye. That's where Ye is right now. Look at the single cover of the album. Okay, have you seen it? It is a skinhead's face. Now, it might just be a guy with very short hair. It might just be an Italian soccer hooligan from the North Curve with very short hair. It might be that. Have you seen the video, the video? Just a whole bunch of just soccer dudes, super angry. Now, they're not explicitly skinheads, they're not wearing swastikas, but it's very Nazi, neo-Nazi adjacent. And as I mentioned, a lot of great soccer chants come literally from the fascists. If you ever go to Marseille, you'll sing the Aux armes, the most famous chant in all of French soccer. Maybe the most famous chant in all of soccer. I mean, besides like, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, right? And it came from Italy, from the fascists. So somehow, Ye made this song, and he was able to communicate all of the ambiguity of Ye, the brilliance, to quote these people, the brilliance to find them, the brilliance to put this sound on tape with over a trap beat with Cardi and Rich the Kid and Ty Dolla $ign. How do all these things go together? And then it's coded in a way that Americans don't understand, but everyone else understands. Oh, this is another sort of step in that direction of Ye leaning towards far-right extremists and neo-Nazi imagery. Again, I do not believe that somebody who would be murdered by the Nazis can be a Nazi. I think they can espouse Nazi beliefs. I don't think they can be Nazis. I think that's a silly thing to say. Okay? And let's think about where we came. Like, think about this. I was born in the era when clean water was reserved for the fairer skin. Making clothes, you'd think I had to do it for myself. I wouldn't be happy until I picked the cotton myself. I forget the lyrics to New Slaves. I'm a little bit excited right now. New Slaves, I Am a God, All of Jesus, was his reaction to being rejected by the fashion world, primarily in Paris, but also in Milan. So he goes from this political song about the status of New Slaves to making a song in one of the fashion capitals of the world supporting skinheads. He went from making a song called Black Skinheads and playing around with these imagery to being a black guy who puts skinheads on the biggest song in the world. That's what Ye did. And it's all here, all in one song. Sports, music, black acceptance, white supremacy, group culture, high culture, low culture, all of it, all together. That is why Carnival is a hit. It also happens to be, as the kids would say, a bop. Anyways, these are my Patrons. If you like the video, smash like button, subscribe. Thank you very much to my Patrons. They help to, give me money so I can buy stuff, like the new microphone that I have at home, but not here. I hope you can still hear me. Tell me, why do you think Carnival is such a big hit? And also, can we please agree to only pronounce it as Carnival? All right. Till next time. Allez, there's the camera.